Oh, and there we are. Sorry for the delay, folks, and welcome back to another Live in the Realm. I hope you're all doing well. Just waiting on one of the guests to join as well today. So how are we all first? Let's look back at some of these comments before we get into today's video. So you're talking about perks being stopped here. Yeah, I'm demonetized right now, dude, which means my entire channel membership is also paused. So none of your money's going to come to me. None of your perks can come to you. That's not my decision. That's YouTube's decision. So through a jokey video that a few of us put out, YouTube took it badly and demonetized us. Not for life. We're on a suspension for what we think is about 3 months. Then your perks and your finances will come back to me then. So alternatively, there is my Patreon. Patreon is my only way of receiving money right now, guys. So if anybody wants to switch from membership to Patreon or wants to just assist me through Patreon, we can continue that way. So we've got a few people here. We've got Mark here, Bobby here. Of course, we've got Insects with Chaz here. We've got Skana here. How are we doing, Mark, the spider guy? How's everything going? So I've got to wait for another guest to come on before we start popping people on the screen. But in case you are wondering about the title of this, the idea behind this is to try and convince a non-hobbyist into our hobby, or to trial our hobby, or to show some sort of interest in our hobby beyond listening to me moan about insects all the time. And I can actually see him on a little camera doing the all things creepy crawly sign. You can't see it back there. So while we wait for the other guest, let's have a little look. Oh, Greg's here as well. Hello, Greg. Bear with me 1 second. Right. I think our guest will be coming shortly. So thanks for coming on, guys. I know the football's on right now, and that isn't for every country you're in, but right now England is playing, so we're not going to have a massive turnout today, but it's so nice to see all of you come on. So we have both guests in the background now. Hello, Gus. How are you doing? How's your trip going? Sorry, I've got to lean forward every time I read. You'll have to excuse me doing that. Terrible eyesight. Message you the Patreon link. I can do that, Greg, but we're really good friends, Greg. I do not feel like you have to give me anything. Don't put yourself out of pocket for me, but I will send you the link regardless, and I'll appreciate you having a look at least. So, right. Okay, then, ladies and gentlemen, let's let the convincing commence. So who is it that we are going to convince? We're going to bring him up on the screen now. Can everybody give a warm welcome and a hello to my friend, wrong side, my friend James. Hello, James.
Hello. Welcome back to Bug Realms. On this channel, we like to discuss all things creepy crawly. So if that's something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel. So here we are on another live stream with my guest, Sam. You may know him as Bugman Sam. But anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? Sam, over to you. I'm going to turn these the right way around because they're not.
Fair enough. Okay.
Right.
Obviously, you're not a part of the hobby, James. Just clarify that for me. You don't keep bugs. It's not your thing, right?
I can clarify. I am not part of the hobby. This is not an act, people. Okay, I don't keep bugs. So what are you gonna do?
So there we are. So I thought, I've been talking to this guy now about invertebrates for years, and he politely listens to me like good friends do. So I can't convince him on my own. So that's why you lot are here in the audience, and also why we have our other guest, who I will be bringing on the camera shortly. Give me a little thumbs up in the background there if you are ready. There we go. So we're bringing on the screen Amy from PETROCK'N'ROLL to help me convince James into the hobby. Hello, Amy.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, thank God.
It
These
worked.
headphones play up all the time. And I come on and it's like, nobody can hear me. I'm like, "Ah." Hello, James. How are you?
Should you not switch her around there? Because I feel like I'm being sandwiched.
That's where you need to be
Between
putting the pressure on, you
inverted-
know.
Whoa,
What does
whoa.
this button do?
Okay.
Oh no, we don't want that. I don't know what these buttons do. What's
You
this
want
one?
the one where it will put us big, like not big screen, but
Oh, that's me.
no. Next one. That's it.
There we go.
Yay.
Now we look like we're on a news program. That's good.
That's all good. So good. Where can I put my phone so I can see the chat?
Yeah, I've got to keep doing this leaning over malarkey to have a read. I've got more people here than
By
I
the way,
expected to show up, though.
By the way, okay, just wait a minute, it's this one, isn't it? So you might, as the young people say, we're repping the merch.
We are repping the merch
of Bug Realms today. So if anyone wants any, because Sam's been demonetized, yeah, give him your money. Okay. So anyway, this is apple juice. So yeah,
I like you.
Hello, Amy. Pleasure
Hello.
to meet you. Yeah.
It's good to
So
meet you
Sam,
too.
Amy, what's going on? What's
going on? Well, none of you really know what's going on. I have a little bit of a plan in mind. We'll get on to in just a second. Buy some glasses, Sam. Oh right, I thought that's for me to read the chat. I thought you were trying to hint at the fact that I look like James, because in fact we both work in the same place, and I constantly get called James, and he gets.
We are the same person.
Well, Bobby, I actually thought it was so that we could go shots.
I have
glasses.
I feel like I should pull this down slightly. Get the Sam V. Anyway,
the what?
The Sam V.
Oh.
I've only just started drinking this, by the way, people. I'm sorry. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
No, it's because he's blind as a bat. Yeah, I know. I was supposed to wear glasses from the age of 16, and I'm now 33. So I see it as a win. I might not be able to see, but I can see to an extent. So there we go.
I mean, you could see it like that, yeah.
Do you drive, Sam?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't drive because I'd end up killing people anyway, let alone the glasses situation. I don't even walk straight. I don't think I can drive straight. Sorry. Right. Okay. So I thought, what better way to kind of convince you, as it were, than to think about the things that make a hobbyist. And in my opinion, there are three things that can make up a hobbyist: your research, responsibility, and confidence. Because if you lack those things, you're going to struggle to keep. So we're going to do something small for each one. It's all going to be fun. There's going to be no pressure put on. This isn't like a professionally designed stream. This is just for a laugh. So I thought, for research, I'm not going to sit you. I'm not going to make you sit there and just read book after book after book, even though you'd probably quite enjoy that, because I know you're a reader. So I thought instead, how about
who are you talking to?
You. Me.
Oh, me.
The other me.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, what better way?
James, listen.
Sorry, miss.
Important.
Sorry,
Sam. Carry on, mate.
I forgive you.
Apologies.
So something really, really simple for your research. You're just going to think up and ask some questions. It can be anything to do with this hobby whatsoever. So it can be something personal, like asking Amy how she keeps a certain thing or what her first tarantula was, or it could be something species specific, like how often do you feed an Asian forest scorpion? Whatever you want. Do you need some time to think up some questions?
What is this countdown? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could.
If you want some time, we can just chat to the audience for a bit, let you think some stuff up.
You know what? I could probably riff some off the top of my head, but you may as well have a bit of audience interaction.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
It's all right, you know. I don't know. Let me think for a minute.
So the audience can, of course, join in answering some of your questions too. Always got the pipe out.
It's getting serious.
My thinking pipe.
These are going to be tough questions now, Sam. You know that.
Well,
they really
put on the spot.
Try and keep to beginner questions.
They really are. They really are not.
And you thought we'd make you look stupid. You could easily turn this around.
Easily.
You already have, Sam. You already have. So Jordan Pat wants to know, how much space do you have for your enclosures?
Nada. I got nothing left. I'm rammed.
Sam?
rammed.
All my shelving is full, but the enclosures aren't all full. So I've got at least space for maybe 15 more animals here. And I could actually potentially double back the shelves as well if I needed to on some enclosures, obviously not all. So yeah,
John, I have all the space in the world because I don't keep invertebrates. That's my secret. So there you go. All right.
You do have the perfect garden for stick insect keeping, though.
Sam has told me. Yeah, apparently I do.
Is it overgrown with
garden
bramble?
Is massive. No, it's not even the bramble. But there's woodlands behind to get the bramble. But he's got a eucalyptus tree, fully established eucalyptus tree. It's got rose as well. Was it hawthorn you've got in there as well?
Hawthorn.
Yeah, literally everything I need.
No brainer then, James.
Fully established.
But the thing is, he lives in an awkward place for me to just get to. So without being able to drive, it's like a bit of a nightmare.
James is actually doing it the right way. He's getting everything sorted before he gets the invert. I know his trick, you see.
Yes,
I know his trick.
Let me just tell you, I invite Sam over all the time, but he just doesn't like me. So, guys, how many people are on here? Let's have a look here. 20. He's not the person you think he is. Terrible. Anyway, so I will ask a question. Oh, that's true. Have I got an unknown amount of hissing cockroaches roaming my house? No, I'm not Sam, so probably not. Although I know he enjoys that sort of thing. I suppose let's start with the basics. What would you say is a good beginner bug for anyone going into the hobby, and how would they go about it? Beginning the hobby, that is.
Okay, so we can all put our opinion across if you want. If people want to answer in the comments below, well, it depends really. See, I started with the stick insect, and your Indian stick insects are literally probably the most basic, in my opinion, animal to keep ever. But then you do have to have the responsibility of kind of culling the eggs, because if you don't, you'll get overrun, and then you're going to be having problems down the line. So if you're not one for kind of euthanizing or crushing eggs, then maybe not so much the hobby there. But for me, that was the easiest. What do you think is your opinion, Amy?
Well, for me, I just went straight in with getting tarantulas. I don't know, they were what fascinated me the most. But as time's gone on and I've got other inverts, I'd say if you had never kept an invert before, then maybe starting off with something like, I don't know, maybe a mantis, or something that's relatively easy to keep, but also at the same time really interesting, because tarantulas can be boring at times, whereas I think mantis aren't. Like, I love my mantis. They just crack me right up. They've got little personalities, and they're always doing something and eat. When you feed them, you could just sit and watch them eat it. It's gruesome, but it's awesome. And it's cute as well. It is. So yeah, I'd kind of say maybe that if you kind of felt a little bit kind of afraid maybe of spiders. But for me, I just went straight for tarantulas, and then the other inverts come after that. So went the other way, opposite way to most people, really.
Yeah, yeah. The tarantulas themselves are pretty easy for, well, most species, aren't they? So simple. But as you said, yeah, if you're not got a vast collection to look at like us, and you're starting off just one, especially if it burrows, you're just looking at a box of mud.
Yeah,
exactly. So
yeah. If you enjoy looking at a nicely constructed bit of dirt in a jar, then
Why not?
Spiders are pretty cute as well, aren't they?
yeah, they are. They're really cute. They are really cute. They are fascinating at the same time. You got to kind of be a night owl really to catch any kind of good, goings on with your spiders, because that's when they come out at night, and 2-3 o'clock in the morning, best time of the day.
Best time of
Steve James, you can finish on a late shift from work, get home, and they're all there for you.
Oh yes, that's just what I want to see. After all day at work, I must say.
Are you actually scared of spiders or anything like that, or do you have a fear?
Not really.
Yeah,
You'll be fine then. You'll be fine.
Sorry.
You should just say.
Hang on 1 second.
No, you carry on. So we've got Jordan here. He's got a exotic pet animal business. Was actually speaking earlier today. Thanks for coming on the stream. It would be kind of cool. I'd love to do the little shows that you do. If you ever do anything down my way, give me a shout. I'll come and join you. It'll be a good laugh. If I'd be insured to do that. I'm not actually quite sure how that works. How do your family feel about you keeping inverts? If that's aimed at me, they just accept it, basically. They're not into it. They just accept it.
Same here, really. They're not into it. My husband is, he don't have a choice, but no, he does like him. He kept tarantulas before, like when he was a teenager, so like way before I knew him and stuff. So we just kind of like brought it together. But I'm the main keeper of everything. I do everything with the tarantulas, and I know better than him. That's what my daughter just said.
And he's had them, longer than you, but you know more than him.
There you go. Yep, very true. But the rest of my family, it's just acceptance. Like, oh yeah, she's just got crazy lady with all the spiders. My mum doesn't like it. She's like, no thanks. My dad's always a little bit interested, a little bit. Camera just went on 5%.
I think my dad just pretends to be for my sake.
Yeah, I kind of get that feeling. Maybe that's what it is. But I just I go along with it for my sake.
What have we got? Oh, this leaning over malarkey. I think I do need glasses.
I think you do, Sam. I think you do.
That's a good question. Do you feel like you now come as a package, you and all your invites or nothing? Yeah, because I was concerned about potentially being asked to leave my property because of the amount of animals I've got. And I was just willing to go if they kicked me out rather than remove the animals. So they're my world now. They're my life.
That's it. It just becomes part of your life. It just becomes like natural, isn't it? Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got anything else you want to ask, James? Sorry, carry on.
Even when I get a delivery from the postman like knocks on the door and he's like, "So what's in this one then?" Because it says live invert on the box. And I stand there and chat to him about, "What's this one?" He's like, "So how many have we got now?" I don't know this guy but
I'm never there for mine anymore. My brother always gets the door.
The postman's in lanyard.
And the postman basically thinks he's the creepy bug guy, and he doesn't appreciate it at all. So have you got anything else you want to ask at all, James? Any other questions you want to fire at us?
Oh, I don't know. Let me think.
I like that comment guys just put. I did give one of my postmen a lanyard once, and when he come about a week later to deliver something, he was wearing it, so
That's class.
It's pretty cool. How many T's do I
How many
have? About 110, about something like that. I think.
have 110 spiders.
Yeah, about 110. What are you looking at me like that for?
You have 110 spiders in this house.
In this house, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just tarantulas, not including any trees that I've got. I ain't got that many trees though.
I've only got like 3.
But yeah, got loads. Not enough. But I got no
It
more
gets
room.
addictive, James. It gets very addictive. What have we got here? No, wait, we read that one. What's this one? There's a question for you, James. What's James's top 3 inverts? He likes the look. I guess he likes the look of.
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Probably
That's a good question.
mantids, ants, and let's see. Can't even think of the third one. I mean, I have plenty of cellar spiders around the house, and I don't particularly like the look of them. Probably because they look like H.R. Geiger xenomorphs hanging off the blooming webs. Never know when they're going to get you. But for a third one, I don't know really. Stick insects, I'd say, just any sort. Obviously, I have no idea about the various subspecies and such, so it could really be any. I quite like moths. I know a lot of people don't like them. Obviously, they'll flying in your face and all the rest of it with the lights on, but I quite like them.
I don't mind moths.
This guy loves moths.
He loves them.
Loves moths.
Ooh, it's getting dark. Heading out in half an hour. Exciting stuff, Garth.
Good luck.
Why is he heading
good
out?
Luck. He's on tour, so he's in his van at the moment. He's in Frank. Yes, Frank. And yeah, he's obviously out on the field and wherever, and gonna be heading out trekking to see what he can find. I hope you find what you're looking for, dude. I really do.
Moths. Well, I suppose another question would be, if someone did have a fear, what would you say would be the best way to get over it? Is there any sort of, I mean, mantids would probably be a good one, but is there any sort of invertebrate that you would recommend as a first one just to get over the fear, rather than jumping straight into the spiders or them jumping straight into you? What would you recommend?
I think you were pretty good with mentioning mantis there, actually, because even from a young age, they can see the curiosity because they're always looking around, and they, because they've got good sight, unlike a lot of other invertebrates, you can put something near and they'll turn their head to spot it. I don't actually know what their sight's like, but I know that they can, whatever they can see is clear enough to have the head movements. And they're handleable most of the time. If they do try and bite you, it doesn't hurt, or it never does with me anyway. It's more just like a shock than anything else. And I actually sat with my daughter down once when she was getting fearful again. We brought a ghost mantis I had out, and she took a good 20 minutes to accept to hold it. But she was so proud of herself when she did. And when I've bought other ones since, suddenly she's like, can I hold that one? Can I help house that one? So it's definitely a good one to start with. And in my opinion, another good way to get over fear is things like watching YouTube. A lot of people have gained a lot more interest rather than fear by watching videos. I know that I did at a younger age. And just looking into it all, looking into the animals, looking them up, books when you were a kid, or the internet nowadays, and you can find out so much information. And that interest, I think the spark of interest can dominate your fear. That's my opinion on it anyway.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I always say as well that curiosity in wanting to know anything about an invert, whether it be a mantis, stick insect, spider, whatever, that curiosity is that initial spark of you actually conquering your fear. If you've got a curiosity, find out all about it, and your fear won't be there anymore. So like I always say, like to Mini Rock, face your fear and it won't be there anymore. As long as you face it, you conquer it, and it's like, oh, what was I actually scared of in the first place? Yeah, we all still jump scare at points. But yeah, I do think if you face it, then you can kind of conquer it. I don't know whether Angela's still in this chat, but she had a huge fear of spiders. I knew her previous to me being a YouTuber, and she was one of those friends that when I'd post a spider on my profile, she'd be like, it's horrible, but now she has a collection of tarantulas because it was still started with like just a couple of questions like, why do they do that, or what is that? And there was me just filling her with information, and then she become really kind of hooked in wanting to know more. Then was watching all those YouTube channels, and then was pretty much kind of like, I'm ready to get a tarantula now. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Angela just posted that down there.
Oh, she did, yeah. Petrified spiders, yeah.
Yep, we're petrified of them.
There we go.
Mm.
It certainly does help. I think when I first even held a stick insect, I was a little bit nervous, and they can't even bite you or anything. But my interest in them was what made me buy one. And then the day I got one, because I didn't get your standard Indian first, I got Extapsoma auratum, which is the one I showed you when we were testing the stream earlier. I had a little one on my hand, but it was a bigger version. And I knew the day I bought it, I'm going to hold this, because if I put that in a tank, I'm never going to go put my hand in that tank to take it back out again. And I did, and that all just came from looking them up initially. So it really does help. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments here a second. So is there anything else you want to ask, James? We do maybe one more question, and then I'll move on to the next step of today.
Oh no, not phase 2 of phase 2. Okay.
Phase 2, yeah.
Let's see. I've got 2 actually, if that's all right, if I may.
Yeah, that's fine.
First one would be, I suppose I don't know Amy's particular forte. Sounds like tease. I don't know. See, I'm using the lingo now. But I don't know if it is tarantulas generally. But if you weren't, obviously Sam's an artist formerly known as Tarantula Tuber. But we don't call him that anymore. He doesn't like it. But if you were doing one other than tarantulas, so essentially you couldn't have any tarantulas, what invertebrate would you probably go for? I mean, you might have, as yourself, over 100 of this particular thing. I don't know. What would it be, and why? This sounds like blind date. What would it be?
I think for me, I think it would have to be mantis. Like if it was another invert, yeah, just because there's so many different species, there's so many different ones that you could collect. They're all, very different from each other. Some of them you keep them differently, and I think, yeah, like I could easily get into keeping mantis. If I had the room, I could easily get into having a whole array of different ones, because they fascinate me just as much as what tarantulas do. But the tarantulas obviously take up all of the room that I have, so I can't really get into mantis. Although I do have one. I have one. But yeah, I think that's what I'd probably get into. Just like I said, just because there's so many different species, and yeah, I'd be like, okay, I need all of that genus, and now I need all of that genus. That's what I do with the tarantulas.
Fair enough. Yeah. And what about yourself, Sam? Don't leave it just to Amy.
What? I'm sticking sex. This is my thing. It's what I'm going back to, my roots. So, yeah, it's got to be. I love them. I still love them. And there's still not many people on YouTube, so I feel kind of nice to be able to educate people on them as well, because they don't realise, or most people don't realise how many species there are, and nor do they realise their care requirements can be different. I mean, I just bought a load of mesh tanks, but they can't all live like that. Their airflow is great, but some of them come from a much more humid environment, and you can't keep the humidity levels in something so airy. So I have methods to close off some of the sides but still leave them visible and stuff like that. So it's just, I'm going to go on now, so I'm going to shut up, because otherwise we're going to get onto stick insect talk for about an hour, and then we'll lose everybody in the stream.
Well, I was going to say Jordan Pat's comment here. I was trying to look up questions earlier. Obviously, there aren't any cardboard cutout questions that you can really ask invertebrate keepers, but there were a few about extracting DNA from insects. I have no idea what they were about, but it sounded pretty sciencey. That was interesting. But yeah, I might have lied. I might have more questions. But
It's fine.
I was guessing that's why we're here. So, segueing on from that, if you didn't collect invertebrates, what would you collect? Possibly cats for you, Sam.
Cats. I'm allergic
maybe.
to cats. Honestly, if it was me, I really don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Snakes.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew her answer.
I've kept snakes for as long as I've kept tarantulas. In actual fact, I had more snakes than I had tarantulas at one point. Yeah. I do.
What was your start? I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm going to do the creepy crawly thing again. What was? Let's see. I'm not sure how to phrase this. What was your beginning to the odyssey of invertebrate keeping? Because I'm sure some people do already know, but obviously I don't know. How did you get into? I don't know why I keep doing this. How did you get into creepy crawly keeping?
For me, like I think right from a kid, I was always one of those kids that was turning over rocks and getting wood lice and putting them in a jar, keeping them.
Did you eat worms?
No, I didn't eat worms. That's a bit odd.
Wow.
No. I didn't do that, but my sister did suck slugs when she was little.
Fair enough.
Pretty grim. No, I think so. I was always interested in kind of all things creepy crawly. And then I went to college and I did an animal care course when I was like 15, 16. And they had a reptile room, but in that reptile room there was tarantulas and all sorts of stuff, and I was just absolutely fascinated. But at the time, I was still living with my parents, and they was like, "No, you're not having them." But they let me have giant African land snails that bred. It was lots. They wasn't happy parents, and it kind of went from there. And then obviously, as an adult, I was like, "Right, I'm doing my own thing now. But nobody to tell me what to do." Buy them all. I got into them, yeah.
I know Sam's only doing it for the money, but what was your start, Sam? What would you say? Because obviously he came into work one day and he was just like, "Yeah, mate, I'm starting a bug channel for the money." But obviously I don't know Sam.
No, mine was after I split with my daughter's mum, and I moved out, and they got a dog. They couldn't have a dog when I lived there because I'm allergic to dogs.
So you thought, I'll get a
tarantula. I thought I want to get her a pet, but I can't. I was in a really small place, and that's when I thought, oh, I've seen stick insects in shops before for like 50p. I'm going to just have a quick look up on how to look after them properly. And that's when it opened the whole world to me. And I saw all these crazy species. And one of the species that interested me the most was the Extapsoma auratum. And then I happened to find one. And that became my first. And I just couldn't believe I found this animal that I'd found on the internet that I didn't even know existed before. Like it was absolutely crazy to me. And then we started. And to be fair, she was too young to even look after an animal back then. But I just wanted. It was going to be me looking after it, but I just wanted there to be something.
No, you did what all parents do. You say, "You want this toy? It's fascinating. Get this toy. This toy's really good, but you've got to let mummy have a go on it first." Yeah. That's what you did. I brought my daughter a stick insect. She used her as an excuse. I love it.
Can we all just say goodbye to Mark? Goodbye, Mark.
Bye, Mark. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for joining. Cheerio. And then Merkiffy.
Keep Madagascar
hiss, and I'm terrified to hold them. Any tips?
I don't like holding them.
It depends really what it is that's bothering you. Is it the idea of them being on you, or is it the actual hissing? Does the hissing make you fearful? I had to go through this with my daughter as well, actually, because she keeps hissing roaches in her room. They're the first invertebrate that she looks after completely. So when she comes here after school, it's her responsibility. I will remind her if she forgets, but then she goes and sorts it out, and she checks on them every night. I'm pretty sure sometimes she stays up late on purpose to see them come out in the dark as well. And I catch her in her room, and I'm like, I want to be angry, but I'm also very proud. So I think you just got to go for it, to be honest. If you've got any younger ones, that'll be easier. Just kind of maybe put your hand in front and entice them from the back. Maybe let them just run up and over your hand first of all. Or if you've got anyone else, it's okay to pick them up for you, get them to place it on a leg if you're wearing jeans or something so you can't feel it properly. Yeah, I would find somebody else that's willing to pick them up for you initially and take them off you if you get uncomfortable. That's probably the best advice I can give. If you don't have anyone, you're going to have to just kind of go for it, I'm afraid, because if you don't, your fear is just going to build and build and build.
I would probably get them out first, like use like a paintbrush or whatever and coax them onto, say, a bit of cork bark, get them out, and then like visually just have a really close look at them, you know, as close up as you can, even if you're going to use like your camera so you can zoom in, have a look at their little faces, because their little faces are really cute, and actually try and identify the cute things in them and know that they're not going to hurt you. And then kind of over time, if you condition yourself into knowing that actually this animal isn't going to hurt me, you know, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's, you know, it's really cute, and it's only going to hiss at me just as it's giving it some get off me. You know, you got to remember that that's an animal that's going to be petrified of you, more so than you are of it. And then over time, I'm sure you'll be able to then go, right, I'm going to do it, coax it onto my hand, and then have a look at it close up on your hand. That's probably how I would do it anyway.
How would you do it, James? You've been keeping him for years.
Well, honestly, you know, it just came naturally to me. So I have to say, I would probably do what Amy said. I mean, you know, even though I could tell you, I'd have to kill you. So we'll, you know, don't tell anybody. But yeah, says the hissing, and I'm scared that they walk up my arm and on my head.
I think
to be fair, it's unlikely they'll get, because once they hit a shoulder, they're more likely to go round the back than to go up.
Oh, well, that's fine then.
Yeah, but the easiest thing to do is, like, even with like tarantulas, you know, sometimes I've had them where they've bolted out of the enclosure, they've ran up my arm, and just instantly got to kind of like, you know, block. That's all you got to do, and then it will come onto this hand, and then you go back to the whole kind of as if you're holding a hamster, you know, it's walking through your hands, and then put it back in the enclosure. It shouldn't get up. They're not a hissing cockroach. I don't think they're that fast.
Most of the time, they'll just sit. Like if you get one on you, it might move if it's a little uncomfortable, but it ain't going to move far, and then it's just going to sit there for a while. Well, that's what mine have always done anyway. They're not actually that active when they're out and about. They just want to go somewhere dark, really.
And the hissing is just a way of it to communicating. That's all it is. That's all you got to think is its way of communicating to you. And it's, yeah, okay, it's not happy because they don't do it unless they're not happy. So it's just a defense mechanism. It's like you're just saying, well, you know, what are you doing? Well, don't touch me, like. But just think of it as it talking to you. So if it hisses, just say, hey, calm down. I'm not going to hurt you. That's what you could do, talk to them.
Yeah,
I'm the only madhead that does that.
Sam, do you do that?
I talk to mine all the time. I really do.
Can't help it, can you?
That's all right then. I think I've got 3 more questions. They should be quite quick ones, quite easy ones. And you can move on to whatever it is you'd like. So we'll start with, if you had, or what would you consider, or if it wasn't tarantulas, what would you consider to be the most interesting invertebrate. So from my opinion, as an outsider, obviously, I don't keep invertebrates, but I would say ants are simply for the fact that you can watch them and they can build a whole society. You know, you can watch everything, life cycle, etc., etc. It wouldn't be as interesting for me to watch a spider, an arachnid, or various things such as that. So, would you still consider arachnids to be the best, or the most interesting, or would you? What would you think? What do you think?
I've never owned ants, so I mean, yes, I believe that I could find them quite fascinating, especially when like you could breed the colony, build the colony up, and you've got the different kind of the ants, the workers, and the again, I don't know the names of all the different kind of, I don't know, what would you call it? I don't even know. Family members, the queen and everything. But that would, I could see that would be quite fascinating. But for me, I think tarantulas are the most fascinating invert, just because there's so many different ones, and they all do so many different things. You know, you've got your arboreals, fossorials, terrestrials, even though terrestrials think they're fossorials most of the time. But yeah, I find them fascinating, tarantulas, above all else. But I do think, like you said, I think ants would kind of come quite top of that list. They'd be quite fascinating to watch. I know Scanner's got some ants. I'm waiting for him to upload some videos.
Yeah. They look really cool as well, didn't they?
They really did look really cool. And I was like, okay, this is intriguing. And when I have that, I either have to run away from that or I end up getting them.
For me, I don't really know what to suggest that hasn't been suggested already, because obviously we've talked about the mantis, I've talked about the stick insects and the tarantulas. Interest-wise, I don't know. I've got to say, that's a difficult one, because as Amy's saying, the spiders really do it for me because of their different ways of living. Although stick insects are my, biggest passion, I still get probably more enjoyment out of visually watching the behaviors of the tarantulas, or even of true spiders as well. But yeah, trying to think outside of that box, there are a lot of other inverts, but I wouldn't consider them to be of any more interest. So I would struggle to answer that question properly, I'm afraid.
It's a really hard question, to be honest. But I think once you get into the world of inverts, you find everything fascinating. Everything.
I mean, I've never seen a documentary where a parasitic fungus bursts out the head of a spider, but I did see it in an ant colony. So
that
some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, that is actually really cool.
And as we all know, they took that to The Last of Us, a popular video game with the spores and whatnot. But I'm not here to advertise that. So I've never even played it. So I think my next question would probably be, where was I going with this? If you had to suggest some academic sources, I mean, apparently I'm the reader, so academic sources for the beginner, so websites or anything like that, particular books that you think might be good, what would those be, do you think?
For me, I would say go straight to Love Tarantulas.
So I'm going to say that.
Yeah, well, I thought we both agree on it.
Right, yeah.
So you've got Andrew Smith and his team, who are working on a documentary right now, or editing of a documentary right now as well. They've done so much work, so much research, and so many books. Some of them are going to be very dated now, and to find actual hard copies will cost you hundreds if you can find them. But you can actually, I think I don't know if the deal's still on, but I think you could pay tenner, something like that, and have the downloads for their entire collection of it. You can. And I just thought that was fascinating. But we actually see the guy as well. He's not just like when you're like celebrities off TV you'll never meet. He's a guy who does these documentaries, and he comes to the shows and things as well. And he'll sit and he'll happily just have a conversation with you about it.
Genuine guy. He's so nice, and he's just what he does is fascinating, and to watch his documentaries where he's actually in like Mexico, finding the brachypelma, and it's like, wow, that's incredible, and there's so much information that's packed in those documentaries. But I'd also say, I find the BTS journals really, really interesting. There's a lot of stuff I've read in those journals that I probably wouldn't have even come across, or wouldn't have even thought to think of. So I think that's a really good place as well, as the British Tarantula Society. And obviously, Bug Realms,
Of course.
If you ever delve into stick insects, you've got the Phasmid study group, which is just £12 a year, and you get information sent through your door as well. I think if it's quarterly or just annually, I can't remember now, but they're full of really cool information. BTS also do their lectures that you can attend.
Oh yeah, lectures as well. Yeah,
I've never been to a BTS lecture, but I would love to go.
I've never been to an actual sit down one, but last year I went to the online one, the Zoom call one that they did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully next year I will go. I wanted to go. No, they didn't do it last year because of the lockdown and everything, but they did it before all of that. And I wanted to go, but I couldn't make it on that day. But yeah, they're really, really good. It's good fun as well, just meeting up with, like-minded people too. Hey, Jaden. Oi.
Hi, Jaden. How you doing?
So I think my last question would probably be, if there was only one particular spider or anything you would like, and money was no issue, and transport's no issue, obviously, as probably everyone here knows, it is. So obviously, going back and forth across the pond. But what would it be, and why?
Ooh, that's a hard question.
I know that's a hard one. But
I think
I've always got tarantulas on my wish list. My wish list never ends. I get the one that's at the top, and then there's a new one at the top.
My dream tarantula for me would be Pantherbetia solaris. I just fell in love with the appearance of them from day one when I first ever saw one. But I think last time they had slings for sale, it was over £200 for this tiny dot that could quite easily die on you at a very fragile young age. And that's probably my number one at the moment, tarantula wise. And if I'm allowed to, I would like to state a stick insect too, because I read something the other day that got me very excited. So I was always fascinated. I don't have them to show you at the minute. I used to keep a species called Uricantha calcarata, who had the really large spines on the hind legs. There's a Uricantha horrida that people have been trying to get into the hobby for over 30 years. And you can actually get dead specimens quite easily. They're also put in absinthe bottles and things, but they've never been able to get them to us, and I don't know why. But one beautiful little scientist man has managed to actually get some in Europe, and if he's successful in getting them to breed, then within the next year they may well enter our hobby, and they may as well take my bank card, because I'll pay whatever it takes to get them.
Fair. Mr. Grinler.
Yes, Jaden, I was going to ask Sam
Did you find the missing tank?
That's a bit of an embarrassing story, actually. So what I thought was the tank that was missing wasn't the tank that was missing. Where I had 8, I actually had 7 of that size and 1 smaller. And the one smaller I'd actually placed on a shelf with smaller ones already. So where I'd spent all that time searching, I was in my head they were all the same size, but it wasn't. The 8th one was actually a smaller enclosure, which is over there now. So yeah, it was just incredibly embarrassing after all.
You're a
I did the same thing, similar thing though, the other day because I knew I've got some tarantulas arriving, so I'm sorting out the new enclosures, and I'm like, right, now where am I going to put it? Let's have a game of Tetris. Started getting all the tanks down, putting them on the floor, putting them all back, and I'm like, I'm missing one. Where's that one gone? And I sat there, where's that one gone? Until husband and daughter said, "You rehoused that one. It's in that tank now."
Just before you, I mean, if you'd like to interact with the audience, you can for a minute. But I was just going to ask if I just play a little game here, see how good you are on Latin names. I don't know if that would interest you. Obviously, my Latin pronunciation is not good, so
For it.
I'll butcher the names, and then you can try and tell me what I'm talking about. So let's see. So the first one will be the family Lycosidae.
Yeah, that would. Well, I think you said that right. Have you? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's in the name. Etymology is fascinating.
You mean entomology?
Yes. Actually, do I?
Or etymology? Or maybe I'm saying it wrong.
I've worked for entomology as well.
It could be either of us. Could be me. Probably is.
Hey, Peter.
Hi, Peter. Thanks for coming on.
I'll look this up now. I was right, but I can definitely see why you would think that. Entomology, study of insects, apparently. So says Google. Etymology, study of words.
Oh, right. Right. I see.
There we go.
Right. Okay.
Just for everyone who's watching, I'm not usually this much of a smart ass. Am I allowed to? Am I allowed to say that? Are you going to get banned, Sam?
No, you can say that.
I do. Family Lycosidae or Lycosidae.
I would say it was like I said, wolf spiders, aren't they?
Yeah. You
I
win
didn't know that.
absolutely nothing. But yes, it's the wolf spider.
I'm not that clued up on truth, unfortunately.
What about the Latrodectus mactans?
Latrodectus, they're the
That's the
black widow type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Latrodectus mactans, yeah. Ah, you guys, it's like you collect spiders.
You never know.
Well, should be an easy one. The mantis religiosa or religiosa, depends what you want to call it.
What about it? What do you want me to say?
What it is? What's his common name?
Oh, common name. Well, it's just I can't remember.
I don't know.
Is it one of the giant Asians, or is it a different one? Is it an African one?
It's just the entire thing. Praying mantis.
Oh, right. You just wanted me to say it was a mantis, right? Oh, okay.
The praying mantis.
The praying
mantis.
Right.
That's very important. Okay. See, I'm not sure whether to say this is a K or a C. It varies. So I'd probably say it the Cercionis pagala. Or the Cercionis pagala. Depending on how you want to say that.
The gala.
Yeah.
Rings a bell, but I can't think.
I think Sam would probably know more.
Right, say it again.
The Cercionis or Cercionis pagala. I'm probably butchering these.
No, I can't think.
It's a large wood nymph. That's right.
Oh, is it? Oh, I don't know.
The last one, because probably losing some people right now. Agelenopsis aperta.
They're a spider, aren't they?
Yeah, But what sort of spider?
Why do I remember that so much? Is anyone right in the audience? Oh, Skylar says about that mantis was a European one. I don't remember. Yeah, he's a mantis man. Who knows?
Hey, what do you want from me? I don't know, Bugs. Scanner, come on, man. Or woman, I don't know. I assume that's man. Come on,
His
man.
name's Chris.
All right. Chris, mate. Look, I don't know, do I?
Grass spider.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
I
well
knew
done, Sam.
It's because I looked them up once before, and that's stuck in my brain, but I wasn't sure if that was right. But yeah,
Well
I finished
done,
a cup of
dude.
tea. I'm really depressed about that.
Well, Sam wins the competition of absolutely nothing.
I'll win 0.
You can have it all, Sam. You win it all.
All right, I'll take every bit of nothing.
So Sam, crawl us along to the next part.
Okay, so I'm not going to be able. I have to actually move the camera for this, so I'm not going to be able to read comments. But the next one, so you've done your research now, so your next one's responsibility. So this should just be a laugh, and you've got to guide me, Sarah. I have here a tank that I want to move a mantis into, and you're going to help me design it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, I've just put some bits on the table. You can't really get it wrong. You're just going to help with the creativity to create a responsible home. So this already has a mesh top, so they can already molt from it. The only thing you don't want to do is overcrowd it, because if you overcrowd it too much, they don't have the space to molt. So I'm going to move my camera over here. And if you have trouble hearing me, let me know, because I'm not going to be able to see the screen properly.
Sam, put yourself big screen and us down the side. So it'll be...
Okay. It's a good idea.
There we go. So, can you hear me okay over here?
Why do I feel like I'm on Blue Peter?
Sam,
Yeah.
take the comment off the screen too.
Oh,
Sorry.
Sam.
sorry. Take the comment off the screen. There we go.
Yay!
Okay. Can you see me all right?
Yep.
Can you see the enclosure?
Yep.
So in here is just a bit of standard substrate. We're going to do a substrate bottom for this. You don't always have to. So I'm going to start pouring that in. You can tell me if you'd rather me stop it beforehand. It's your design. So if it looks too deep for you, I'll take some out. If you want it, however you want. So I'm just going to keep pouring here. And I'll flatten it down. I know this isn't the exciting bit. The exciting bit's decorating, but would you like me to use it all?
Yeah.
Yeah, alrighty. Rest is stuck to the bottom. The rest is stuck to the bottom, so that would be. Okay, so you've got a choice now. We've got a twisty branch. We've got a slightly curved, flatter bit of bark. We've got some really, really thin twigs. What do you want me to put in, if any?
Why do I feel like I'm just helping you design a new enclosure?
Well, you are. I'm going to put an animal in here anyway, but it's going to be your design.
Oh dear. The middle one. Flat
This one?
Yeah.
So, do you want it resting against the back? Do you want me to poke it upwards on the side? So
yeah, like resting.
Resting? Like
resting it. Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And you don't want to put these away, yeah?
Yeah.
Nothing else you want to use? Okay.
Oh, I suppose you could put one of the thin ones in there. I have no idea I don't know what you're putting in there. So
I'm using it for one of my own mantis.
Oh yeah, put the thin one in. Yeah.
Which way? Straight? Crossways?
Crossways. Definitely. The mantis are like that.
Like that?
Yeah.
Don't know if you can see it well enough. So now you don't have to put this in, so it's up to you if you want to. We have a strip of fake plant here. We have a small little one that can be buried. We've even got what was a real branch. Now these leaves, they will obviously wilt, but they wilt and they harden for this particular plant, meaning they're still grabbable. They're not just going to go moldy and gross. So is there any of these you want to add in?
Yeah, I'd say put the small one in.
Put the small one in. Front, back, left, right.
Which way are you facing? Left.
So it'll be from
Your
where I'm
left.
facing, my left will be here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like that. Okay.
Yeah. Looks good.
Do you want me to discard the others?
Yeah, it might get a bit too crowded in there. Should probably,
No problem.
probably discard the others.
Last
don't
but not
know.
least, and then I will show
choice.
you it properly. I have a little bit of moss. Do you want me to add the moss or leave the moss out? This is dried moss.
Yeah, you could put the moss. Let's see, along the right hand side there on the flat log. I think. I don't know why I'm leaning forward. It's not going to give me a better view. But
Right hand side on the floor or coming upwards?
on the log. So coming up onto the log.
Start it down and then bring it crawling up. Yeah. Ugh. Doesn't stay very well. So it's going to be like that. Is that okay for you? Do you want to have a look at your...
Is that okay for... That's fine. That's fine.
Okay,
for me.
so in here then, I know it's not very good because my webcam quality is rubbish, but this is what you have designed. Okay, so the good thing is
It's beautiful.
you've left enough space for molting from the center ventilation mesh. You've left space for it to molt from the side as well. You've given it a place of darkness, a place of light, and it looks pretty. I know it's got a lot of glare on it from my light, but I will send you a photo of it. So I
it's
think
different from my hissing cockroaches, but that's all right. It's okay.
so that's all we had to do for number 2. It was just a bit of fun. Okay. So you have now succeeded in both your research and in your responsibility.
Hurrah!
Now, for the confidence is actually just something that's where to put me vape that you can agree or disagree to, because it can't actually be done today. But bear with me a second.
Why don't
I can't survive without this thing anymore. And people in the comments below, or below to the side even, people that are commenting, I want you to tell me if you like the idea of this. Before James actually gives me a yes or no answer, I want to know what, and Amy as well, what you all think to this. So, confidence. Obviously, tarantulas are probably the most intimidating thing I've got to somebody that's new. So would you be willing one day to come round and feed a few of my tarantulas on the camera?
Yeah.
So you're happy to do that? The audience wants to see that? So
I told you, I'm not arachnophobic. I don't care.
No, I know, but it's a bit different when you're dealing with a large tarantula and you're feeding it yourself. So people in the comments, you let me know, would you rather James come and do it one day on a live stream? I can't promise when because of the way we work. Or do you want me to record a video and put up an actual standard video of me and James, feeding some animals? So obviously, if you do it on a live stream, you get the enjoyment of maybe picking some for him, but then you don't get the quality that you would necessarily from standard video.
That's
What would you prefer, Joe?
If you did a video, would you premiere it?
I would premiere it if that's what people wanted, yeah.
Henry G wants me to handle. Ooh.
I'm not going to be making him handle spiders. He can handle other things. He can handle the mantis, or he can handle sticks or whatever. We can do a little handling session too, but I'm not going to make him handle the spiders because obviously when you're new, if something were to make James jump, it's also risking the animal and himself. So that's the only reason I wouldn't with someone so new.
That is true. That is true. That's also true.
Live stream, you do normal video. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that comment. I actually meant to click that one there. Too bad, can't come feed my Sam. I would love to, but it's a long way to swim over to America to feed a tarantula. However much I would love to. and you could come over to the UK and you could feed my Bobby. It would be great. Be a very expensive collaboration.
Pretty cool though, wouldn't it?
It would be pretty cool. Yeah,
It would be really cool. Imagine, it'd be so awesome if Bobby came here. Like,
it
Bobby!
would. We got Dave's Little Beasties would like it on a live stream. Oh, we got Gav here as well. Hello, Gav.
Oh, hey, Gav. Hey, Dave. Didn't see you there.
So either way, I mean, we can just decide amongst ourselves how that one goes if you want. So you're going to agree to do that. That's great. So the thing is,
can I just interrupt? It seems that we are now going to penalties.
Oh, are we?
I hate penalties.
Oh no.
That's the only football
I
I
do
like.
have it on the TV just at the side of me. That's fucking kind like that.
I just got a score on the side of my phone. That's all I've got.
Who's
1-1.
Who's winning, or are we 1-1?
So we're 1-1.
1-1, and now we're doing penalties.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I hate penalties.
What do you think, chat? Will it be coming home? Tell us in the chat.
If Pickford can keep his cool and save the
I mean, to be honest, there might be a few people here not from England anyway, so it doesn't matter. But
Yeah. Plus, if they're here, they probably don't like football.
I'm not into football, by the way, but I do enjoy watching England play. They have played really, really well tonight. Really well, from what I've seen. Just before I come on here, because I jumped on here as soon as it went to half time. You should have seen what I was stressing. My head was stressing. I was like, oh, I hate football. It's never been home, says Andy. Nah, it's true.
I must
The
say,
extra time is it first? Oh, okay, fingers crossed. See, I told you I'm not into football.
good people, good people.
Let's hope we score in extra time.
I
So,
was
James-
gonna say, I'm quite sad that Sam didn't offer me a mantis, but that's all right. It's fine.
Maybe
He's
one day, James.
He's
Well,
a
I tell you
frugal,
what, there is-
frugal man.
You're a frugal man. There is one more thing though I need to ask you. So I've got here 3 magnets
Oof.
today, limited edition magnets. They only get given out on the live streams, but it's up to you, James, if people are going to get them. You see, so we've been trying to convince you to just trial the hobby. So my last really question for you: would you consider a trial on the promise that if you dislike keeping an animal, just a single animal, I will take it back off your hands, no questions asked? Would you trial run one at home?
Not having a spider
If it's not a spider
or a centipede.
or a centipede?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah? If you agree to do that, one of these goes to you.
I mean,
One of these goes to Amy, and then we have one more to go to somebody in the chat today as well.
Do I get a magnet then?
So yeah, James has agreed. So that's your 2. Now there is
Thanks,
while I do that, if you guys just carry on commenting, talk to James, ask him questions, whatever, because James doesn't know any of these people in this chat. Okay, he doesn't follow the YouTube community. He just supports me like a good friend does, right? So he can't be biased in any way to anyone in this chat. He's just going to pick one random person out of everybody in here, and it could be for any reason. He could like your name, he could like what you've commented, or it could be anything up to him. But while you guys have a little chat with James, there's one more thing I need to show you.
Come on, chat. Chuck some stuff up to catch James's eye.
God.
So he can pick you to bag that magnet.
To be honest, it's not very nice of Sam.
Do you see this here? This is a female I can never say so. I say Schroedermantis, but I don't think it's pronounced that. I think is it Sphodromantis?
Schrodinger's mantis.
Very beginner species, female, so it will live longer, and it's not too small that you have to worry about fruit flies or anything. This is now yours, along with this enclosure you designed for her.
So cool.
Congratulations. I did get you one after all, James. She got delivered today, especially for this stream.
I swore I wasn't going to cry.
You've got to think of a name now.
You do have to think of a name now.
Give her a name and you'll fall in love with her.
I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
Oh, look at her. She's so cute.
Can I set it loose on cellar spiders?
No.
I wouldn't. Maybe when she's a bit bigger, but not in their webs. Their webs are nasty.
Yeah.
But
I know that.
Otherwise, if you have her on the side by your computer, she can sit with your thinking pipe. And she's at the size where you don't have to worry about really fiddly prey. I'll give you some food for her to eat as well and to keep you stocked for another week or so. And if need be, you can just keep pinching live food from me. I can bring it in just until you're used to everything. And if you're uncomfortable with her, I will take her back. And the good news about that is I didn't just buy her. She's the only one for you. But I also bought
more. Did you buy one for Amy? Oh, sad.
I haven't set up the actual home for this one. I've literally just shoved it in temporarily. This is a male. So we can hopefully, if all things go to plan, attempt a pairing between friends.
Do you know what this is? This is getting really weird.
We can be grandparents, James.
I'll be honest, I'm a bit uncomfortable, Sam. Not gonna lie, a bit weird.
Sam, did you get James tongs? Have you got a pair you can lend him some tongs, not thongs?
Well, I've lost all 3 pairs of mine, but when I find them, yes, he can have
some tongs.
As long as I can find them, which I will have to anyway. I'll have to find them for him to do feeds as well. But yeah, I can sort you out some of them.
If anyone remembers that song, you were probably born in the 90s or early 2000s. What was I going to say? Why am I getting the female?
Because they'll live longer, so you can. They're bigger, they live longer. You can enjoy her for a longer period of time. Whereas if you had a male, it'll just be a bit depressing for you when he matures and doesn't last very long.
For first experience, don't have a male.
Okay.
Oh, Peter said that when you're ready for your first spider, James, he'll send you one.
Oh, Peter's such a good.
Thank you very much, Peter. I appreciate that. So that will be in about 10 years. Probably. But thank you for the offer. I do appreciate that. Henry G runs YouTube, apparently, is what I've been told. I don't know if that's true.
I actually run YouTube. I will remonetize Sam if you pick me.
I love it.
I like it.
I haven't been reading back from all these. Right, let's scroll back a little bit. Where have we got?
Let's rewind.
What's this question? James, what does Sam like to work with?
Do you know what? I didn't notice that. What Sam like to work with? Do you want the honest one or the just as honest, but maybe not so much?
You can say what you want. It's your question.
What is Sam like to work with? Sam is a gentleman poet, a bon vivant, if you will, a raconteur of the highest order. He is, in fact, probably one of the best people to work with, I would say. Thank you, Dave. Good night to you, sir, and may you have a blessed day.
Bye, Dave. Thanks for joining.
I mean, sometimes, we all get a bit stressed, Sam included, but it's to be expected, really, isn't it? And I think, I'd say he's a good egg. He's a good egg to work with, and
He's crying again.
I couldn't really ask for better. Couldn't ask for a better co-worker,
Oh.
Admittedly, I know. And compared to the people I used to work with in my other jobs, let me tell you, it's just so high. You wouldn't even realize, so much better.
Oh.
Thank you.
That's all
Sam is
right.
awesome. We love you,
Right.
Sam.
Oh, what else have we got? So Bobby reckons you'll be addicted like the rest of us in no time. I hope so. I need some more invert friends.
Unless I start getting 148 mantids, there's very little chance.
Can I ask you a question, James?
No. Yes.
Can I? So, if you're not into inverts, what was it that drew you to watching Sam's channel? Is it because you work with him and then you kind of stuck with it, like supporting, or? Because you must have like an interest to just keep watching and.
It may surprise you.
I don't really watch.
It may surprise you to know that I actually don't watch every video, Sam. But I'd say obviously support of a co-worker. Because let me tell you a story, everyone. When Sam first came to
big screen for this.
When Sam,
how do I put him on the big screen?
If you want.
Well, how do I do it?
By him.
He
you
doesn't
can put
know.
him big screen, or if you want to put us down the side, change it.
This will
boxes underneath.
Right,
this will take a minute.
Now grab him, click on him.
Okay, I've got you. Beautiful. Thanks.
Whoa. Let me tell you a story, people. Okay. When Sam first came to me saying, James, I'm going to start an invertebrate channel on YouTube, I said, Sam, hold up, friend. You're crazy. You're a crazy man, a madman. But Sam said, no. He said, no, James, I've got to follow my dreams. I said, Sam, you must be possibly one of the craziest people I've ever met. And let me tell you, though, I supported him. I supported him through the hard times, the good times, the bad times. And we've come a long way together. So, I just think, to answer the actual question, I was there from the beginning, and I think it would be a bit of a disgrace just to abandon him. Just because he's been demonetized. There's no reason why I should not support him as a co-worker and as a friend. I mean, he just gave me a mantid, so you could see that as a form of bribe, but I like to see it as just mutual exchange. I mean, I know he's not planning to sell any mantid offspring, if indeed it does happen. That would be immoral. But
you can have them all if you want.
Oh, thanks. Maybe that'll get me started, like Bobby is hoping. But yeah, I would say he came in. He said, I'm starting a YouTube channel. What do you think? And I said, yeah, go for it. He said, I want to make it my full-time job eventually.
Mission.
Yeah.
Your mission is to follow him every step of the way.
That was the goal, and I thought I will follow him into the ether, into hell and back.
That's
And
so cool.
that's what I'm doing, you know.
That's so
Because
cool.
in the immortal words of Dom from the Fast and Furious franchise and the memes, you don't turn your back on family. So there you go, really. Let us all remember that. Anyway, do I like reptiles, Peter? Yes, I do. I like reptiles. I like bearded dragons. I like iguanas, although I think it would be a hell of a thing to keep one, since I'd be, if I had one, I'd be sitting it with it round my shoulders at the minute. Probably, I don't know.
That's
quite
what
like
you dreamt.
Yeah, that in my dreams. Like snakes. Yeah, I like reptiles. That's in short answer. Yes, I do. Now
He really doesn't like. Really does, like, even when at shows, it's like random people come up to him and they're like, "Oh, he sound background." He's like that. Oh, okay. Like really frightened of these people that are actual people that have come over to him. Like. So no, no, he's definitely not somebody who brags. I wouldn't say he's a genuine guy. He's our Sam.
I think I've got James in trouble. We're going to be ending the stream soon, by the way, guys. So don't worry, because I think we will need to do stuff. But so I get you in trouble, James?
No.
I thought you were getting a telling off.
It's just misses, isn't it? No, I would say.
Come up and gone, did I hear that you're having a man? Because we're not having that in the house.
She didn't. Got headphones on that. Ow.
Oh yeah, good point.
I shouldn't
Unless
have
he's
done
watching the stream, James. Don't forget it's live.
Very, very doubtful. Maybe I don't know. There's 11 people here. Could be
She
anyone.
stopped watching since she got demonetized. That's what it is.
I will say VS. He's not, and although tell you another story, we have had people come up to us at work, and they've recognised him, and they've asked him about it. We had a couple of people, Sam?
Yeah. I had one in the car park. That was weird.
A couple of people definitely come up to him and ask him about it. And I used to have a friend who worked charity work, and he would get the connections. Basically, just going to his friends, because obviously you need to work on commission. So he'd go to his friends, including myself, and he'd ask us to sign up temporarily to a charity. Sam's a bit like that, but instead he just goes around work and asks everyone to subscribe to his channel. So
when he serves somebody, that'll be £10.52, please, and a subscription to my YouTube channel.
When Sam first started, he used to have business cards, where he used to have little cards with the name of the channel and the rest of it on. And I did suggest to him that we should just put them on all the tables. And
they were actually Fatal Fangs 1 cards.
Are they?
Because I brought them to a show, yeah, to try and get people to watch the first one. Handed them out at a show.
So cool.
Yeah.
And that he should just put them on the tables, but he didn't, because of the humble man he is. He didn't, but no, he doesn't go around bragging about his celebrity status. I mean, he doesn't have one, for a start.
Demonetized, didn't I?
Demonetized. Oh, we won, I guess.
Have we won?
Yes!
Oh, we just scored on a penalty.
Oh, mine hasn't updated me to tell me that.
But is it the winning one?
We don't know. It's still extra time, so Denmark have still got time to score. Oh, get in, Kane. Sorry.
Oh, and thank you, Peter. I actually remember that day. I still remember that day.
Depending what it is, Peter, I probably wouldn't mind being a recipient, honestly. Obviously, as long as it was something small. frog would probably be a darn good gift, I would say. Be very happy with that.
I couldn't help you with that, though. I don't know how to look after him.
That's all right. That's what the internet's for, isn't it? Or one of the things the internet's for. Obviously, there's other things.
Yeah, let's not go into that.
We don't talk about that. Science.
Yes.
Anyway, did you want to pull the screen back, or I'm getting sick and tired of my own face. Ooh,
Hang on.
look at this.
Let's have a look at that first. I don't have mine yet.
Yeah. I haven't opened them yet.
See that, James? You see what it was?
I can see.
Fang
Unlike you, I have
three.
glasses.
So this was Mark's holo card.
Nice.
Look at that.
Ooh.
That is the spider, the clip that he won with. And he's in the last battle, round 6. Then Mark's got his own champion card. It's got a picture of all of the tarantulas that he used. Well, 5 of them. Because obviously
That's so cool.
there's the 6 ones on that. And then the legacy card. With me and
It's
Sam
me!
on
It's
it. That's so cool.
Definitely one of the most flattering photos I've ever seen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, Danny said to me,
Very
I need
good.
a selfie of you. So I took the selfie and he was like, you poser. I was like, well, you asked me for a selfie. I'm going to be on a card. I don't want to look like this, do I? I've had the whole day that I've been through. I look fresh. That's cool though, isn't it?
It is. It's well cool. I can't wait for mine to arrive.
I'm well chuffed with him. I love that though.
What spider is that then?
That's the Latrodectus hazeltee. So that's the redback. True spider. And an exclusive here tonight, guys, because me and Sam are Fatal Fangs hosts. I do have the bonus round. I have clips from Mark and a clip from Petco.
Oh my god, I'm well excited for that.
All we've got to do is just put it together and then it will be coming to your screens next week. So excited.
Oh,
So
that's
excited.
amazing.
Take me off the big screen now.
I'm not sure he knows how. Oh yeah, this will do.
It's the eyes. I can't see.
Blame it on the eyes.
Well, we are
Yeah.
going to have to end this soon. So, is there anyone in the comments section here, James, that you would like me to gift?
Oh yeah. So
limited
I
edition
completely forgot about
and
that.
it can be for any reason. It's any reason at all.
Do you know what? I think Peter might have been trying to butter me up with the gifts. Either that, or he's a genuinely nice person. So I don't know. I actually quite liked your Wheel of Fortune method, but obviously that takes a bit. That's who won the last one?
Drew's Exotic.
Exotics, which if he re-watches this, I didn't actually get a contact for him, so make sure to contact me back to win yours.
Or you can ask the chat a question and then the first person to give that answer.
Yeah, you can do it whatever way you want,
up.
James. Whatever suits you.
If you want to take the pressure off you actually choosing someone.
I wouldn't really know what to ask him.
You can. It doesn't even have to be invert related. You could ask like, what do you put in a toaster?
Right. Don't lie, okay, people. Who here likes Marmite?
I love Marmite.
I don't actually. I don't think I haven't tried it for a long time. I might like it now. I might have to try it again one day.
I love
Isaac likes bread.
it.
Fair enough.
He hates Marmite though. No,
He does
Marmite on
hate Marmite,
toast
yeah.
with cheese. Mm, it's so good. Yeah, I received gifts from Peter. I got a beautiful adult female Brachypelma classy. My male, by the way, Peter, is 1 molt away from maturing. So it's been all this time. I've still been waiting. And I'm pretty sure next molt he's going to mature. He's massive.
I'll tell you what.
Leggy and
To take a little bit more pressure off, anyway, I'm just going to give one to Peter because he's spent a lot of money and time on me in all this, and he joined the live for a while. He's offered to help out my friend James here. So as a one-off extra, you're going to get one anyway, Peter. So there you go. I've put them on the side. So now there have been 4 going away today. So we've now got one left. Were you wanting to do it on the first one to answer that, James, or were you doing it on the
Gonna have to give it to Isaac's Phasmids. I hate Marmite. So gonna have to, yeah, there you go.
There we go. So what you need to do, Isaac, you just need to contact me if you could, please. You can either contact me through Facebook or Instagram, or you can contact me through buggrounds@outlook.com. I think it's a com. Let me just double check that to let me know your address in private, and I can get that sent to you. Peter, you'll have to remind me of your address, and you, Amy, because it's been a long time since I've asked for them.
Oh, no worries, dude. I forgot I was on mute.
It's all right. Yeah, it's buggrounds@outlook.com. But you can contact me either way.
No wonder he never gets any messages. He doesn't actually know what his email address is.
Oh, also thanks for coming in, Darcy, as well. Darcy's my tarantula mum.
Hey, Darcy. Darcy's awesome.
No problem, Peter. You've always been very, very kind to me. I would feel very rotten if I couldn't give you something a little bit special. So there we are. That's basically the stream. Unless there's anything else anybody would like to say, if not, we'll call it, I guess.
We achieved what we set out to achieve.
We did.
We convinced James to trial the invert world. Yes.
Yes.
We should do this more often with non-invert lovers.
Yeah, it's quite cool, isn't it? I don't know many more I could bring on, but we could certainly work on it.
It's really cool.
I think we can all agree that Sam bribed me.
The magnet.
Yeah.
He said beforehand, I'll give you a magnet if you just say yeah.
Only worth a magnet, it's fine.
And Sam won nothing. A whole heap of it.
Sam won a nice bit, nothing for his grass spider knowledge. Or as somebody in the comments said, maybe he just looked it up. Don't know.
And so far, England is still winning the football.
Yeah. How long till the end of the game?
I don't know how long half time is. I was just going to ask Andy that if he's still in the chat. I'm so rubbish with football.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's currently nearly 17 minutes into extra time. Yeah, sorry, not half time, extra time. But I don't know how long extra time is for.
So just a couple of minutes for the 11 people in the chat. If there's anything you'd like to ask or whatever else, I'm just going to take over the stream. If you'd like to ask me or either of the invertebrate keepers, then we would love to answer any questions. Well done, Chaz.
Yeah, well done for passing your exam. Well done.
Fair enough.
Well done.
I'm still very bad at maths, so don't worry about it. To start second half extra time.
Yeah, how long is extra time though, Andy? We just started the second half. Is it for 15 minutes? I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean to make you stream about the football game.
That's all right.
It's on at the same time, isn't it?
We're all good, HD Arachnids. Thank you very much for popping on.
And remember to like the stream, everybody, okay? It does help out. Obviously, he's demonetized, so... You know,
I'm never going to live this down, am I?
Whatever. Remember, people, don't make videos like that. Okay?
Thing is, it wasn't even the kidnap videos that me and Sam did, was it? It was the other one, which your kidnap video was way worse.
I know, it's savage. And do you know what? I haven't even got like the yellow monetized symbol for it, where it's like, meh. I've got a full green. Like, they have no problem with that video. So
makes no absolute no nonsense. It really is complete and utter nonsense that they did that. No, we didn't all get demonetized. I wasn't demonetized. I don't understand what happened, because it was just a few other, and there's some of the smaller channels that are not at the point where they can apply for monetization. They still got like the emails like telling them off, like, you can't do that kind of thing. Actually, I think Craig, Couch Locked to Arachnophobia, got an email to say that he was being demonetized. So he's not even monetized yet. It's like, that was pointless. Yeah, don't know what that was all about. I really do think it was just YouTube mod bots, not real people actually kind of looking at the video and going, oh, okay, no, it's not what we thought it was. I do get that we all uploaded it at a really precise time, all at the same time. So I could see that it might have made the algorithm kind of freak out a little bit, but yeah, I don't know.
Goodbye, Peter.
Bye, Peter.
Have a good one.
Bye, Peter.
Bye.
Would you take any of Isaac's phasmids off his hand, Sam?
What have we got?
The Ramulus Artemis?
They won't be for me, because I'm limited for space now. I've raised them before, so I'm trying to look for things that I've never raised in my past to try and bring into the hobby. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But if anyone else does, please get hold of Isaac.
Andy just said that he didn't get anything, and it's his what? It was your voice on that video? Because I didn't even know that. So you did the voice on it. Odd. See, I didn't even know who was in that video, like who did it. We just kind of went, oh yeah, we'll play along. We'll put it on our channels.
Henry G's all for making pastiche videos. Although that probably would be quite funny. Suzanne.
I think I'm going to shoot now, guys.
Yeah, I know, that's cool. You go watch the rest of that.
I keep looking at the telly and I feel really ignorant now.
No. I didn't expect it. I was only going to do it for an hour anyway, but it's gone over. But I've had a really good time.
Sorry.
So no, it's fine. Thanks for both coming on. Just shoot off at your own
will.
will.
Welcome. You're very welcome.
These. And well, I'll speak to you anyway, Amy. Don't I? It's not really a goodbye, is it?
No, not really. Not really. We're in a few group chats together. It's always like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
Hi again.
Can't escape each other.
But yeah, James, I'm so excited for you having that mantis. Please let us know what you call it when you've had her for a few days. I'm sure a name will come into your head. I'm dying to know. I bet it's going to be something amazing.
No, tell him to call it Buddy, aka Bunny.
Buddy, aka Bunny.
No, Buddy.
Buddy.
Yeah, but our Buddy.
No, our mantis. So we've had a few mantis. They've all been called Buddy.
Buddy. Yeah,
Buddy.
nothing wrong with that.
Buddy is the
Buddy
best.
1, Buddy 2, and Buddy
Buddy.
3.
Buddy 3 passed away.
She doesn't watch The Simpsons, by the way, if anybody gets that joke.
Nothing wrong. Good. Well,
But yeah, it's been
thanks
great.
for coming on and helping
So
me
much
convince
fun.
James.
thanks very
And
much.
people don't forget, Project Paradise is going to happen. It is happening.
It is. Got some beautiful, beautiful animals to try and disperse. And the one that's on the logo, I keep forgetting my size get mixed up. I'm getting plenty of over off these. So a lot of over is going to go out to
Exciting
people
times
once I've got enough for myself. So,
Darcy said hello.
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 Well, it was an absolute pleasure to talk to you, Amy. I do
Oh, you're welcome. It's good to
do
meet
hope
you.
I'll be back at some point. You never know. I mean, I work with
Yeah,
him,
you
so
will.
I see him every day. But
Excuse me. Got hiccups now.
there's only so many times I can nag to be on live streams, honestly.
You're welcome on any time, even with other guests. I'm sure the people here loved having you on.
Don't say that. Be
Like,
like,
you're funny,
oh,
man. Like, you're funny. Like, I've really enjoyed it.
James is waiting in the wings again, even though we're talking about like substrate. Don't even know what he's doing here.
One day we'll do a live stream just about substrate, just for you. Then you can hop on and put your opinion across. It'll be the
Thank
most
you.
boring stream we could ever do. It would be great.
How dare you? We'll have to do another intoxicated one at some
Yeah.
point. But
No, we will.
hey ho.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
yeah.
Thanks everybody for joining.
Thank
Bye.
you, people. Bye, 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 bye.
Oh, wait, I've got to click it twice. Thanks, everyone. Bye.